I'm going to use the suburb of Clayfield in Queensland again for this example of how to filter properties currently on the map, currently found for sale in the suburb, and get them to a more manageable number that we can start doing some one-on-one property sanity checking and comparable analysis. So what we're doing, we've got and found 105 properties currently on the market in Clayfield. That's a lot. We could go through each one individually, but we're all about finding the suburbs that match our criteria, our strategy, our goals, then finding the individual streets in the suburb that match our goals, our strategy, but then also the suburb, the absolute best candidate streets, and then we want to find property within those streets that mirror those the two previous strategy goals and also our personal preferences and the condition of the property. So in doing that, we are assuming, for purposes of illustration, that we're adopting, in this case, a flipping strategy. I'll switch on the strategy toggle over here on the left just to illustrate, so we've got a bit of a feel for the suburb. For a flipping strategy, an area needs to have high owner-occupier percentages and also a high differential between unrenovated and renovated. If those criteria, if it's above average in both of those criteria, it does qualify as a flipping zone. In this suburb, there are 6. Let's say we wanted to only display properties that are for sale in those flipping zones. Now, in order to execute our flipping strategy, we do want to target houses. Houses offer a lot more scope for capital improvement, potentially structural improvement, cosmetic renovations. You've got the land and you don't have the complications of dealing with strata to get things through. So based on percentage cost and percentage profit, houses generally work off higher margins. So with lower times of execution. So that's why we do focus and recommend houses. So let's say, in this case, for Clayfield, we want to target only properties located in the green flipping areas, that is high owner-occupier and large differential in price. It's made it easy for us. It's displayed those streets in green there. Let's get all the other properties off the map and leave the ones that are sitting in those areas. To do that, we click on the Filter Properties button. I'll just do that again. The Filter Properties button down here, that's going to help us remove these properties. And we want to click the filter on for flipping as a strategy. So that's going to only show properties that satisfy that strategy. We can actually put 2 of these on at once. So if we want properties to remain on the map that belong to both strategies, it will display them there. So let's just leave flipping on. It gives a bit of a rundown about what constitutes an area for qualification for flipping, which may be different to a suburb. We only want to focus on 3-bedroom houses, so we can potentially, and 2-bedroom actually, so I'll hold the control button down and select both. 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms for potentially adding a box on the back or a larger area at the back. 2 bedrooms is the potential for adding a 3rd or 4th bedroom. We won't worry about selecting bathrooms, car spaces or price range. We can nominate a property that only is located in a Ripehouse investment zone. Blue chip zones are more expensive areas of the suburb. Gentrification zones are areas that are going up in value quicker than anywhere else. And cold areas are cheaper price pockets. So we can put restrictions on if it belonging to any of those zones. We can select a percentage of public housing that we're willing to accept around the property. So in the street and block around immediately surrounding the property, what level of public housing are we willing to accept? If we don't want to have any public housing around us, let's put in 0. In this case, we can put 100% in and just proceed with that. If we want to have a minimum level of rental density in the street that we're talking about, if we wanted to have 70% rental density, we can nominate that there. I'll leave it at 0 so we can have all. And we can nominate a minimum yield amount for the suburb, the street, at the street level that we're wanting. That's not relevant for us. We're looking to get in and out quickly, renovate for profit and sell. So all we're concerned about is the type of property and the street that we're talking about. So let's look at only houses and let's apply this filter. Okay, so this takes a few seconds. There's a lot going on here. It's doing a lot of calculations with the properties, putting them into their position and adding and removing them off the map. So we are dealing with 105 properties. This can take a few seconds. Okay, so this is, I didn't actually know this was going to be the case. It's actually only returned 1 property, 1 house for sale out of all 105 properties, 1 house for sale that belongs in a flipping area, that's 2 or 3 bedrooms, and that's a house. And basically this is all that's fitting our criteria at the moment in this suburb. So we can click on the More button here and we can view the details of this property. Obviously, we can look at the images. It's in a very good condition. It's already been renovated. This might be already actually a flip. This would be a very positive flip, I suppose. Looking at this image, it might be a little bit hard for you to actually pick up. It looks like there's 3 bedrooms been added across the back of the building here, which they all do look a similar size, and it would be a very good renovation to add all those on the back there. I would say this property, to be honest, has been flipped, or is in the process of being flipped as it stands. So at the moment, what we've done, we can save this filter. So I'll just click on the Filter Properties button here again. We can click on Save Filter. That's going to save that to our My Suburbs page. So next time we open this suburb, we're actually given the option, do you want to load the previous filter that you had in place? And that will quickly put the filter back on again, bring up only houses, 2 or 3 bedrooms in the flipping areas of the suburb, and then we can see if there's any new properties that have loaded into the market. So what we're doing is we're filtering properties really quickly in the suburb based on our strategy. We have those filters in place. When we come into the suburb next time, we can quickly drill down to the properties on the market. Have their listing prices changed? Have they been discounted? Are there new properties coming into the market in the areas that we're focusing on? So we don't want to be looking at all of the raft of other 104 properties in the suburb. They don't suit our requirements. We want to focus in on the real potential. So that's a quick way of doing that. Look, if we had properties that we didn't want to look into this flipping area down here on the map, we can actually draw a box on the page using Remove by Area. We can draw this box on the map. You can see the darkened area there. You can grab the corners of the box and drag it to resize, and resize it so it covers this area down here, and then you can click Remove from Area. That will then remove any properties that are sitting in that box. So you can draw boxes over a whole region and remove all properties by geographic location, or you can use the Filter Properties button there to do that. So that's a quick look into how to filter properties, get them down to a manageable number where you can then proceed and perform your comprehensive property level due diligence.